Good afternoon. It's me again, the real crypto informer, X-Rated Pennies, and I'm here this evening, still in Chicago, getting around. Like I said, I was gonna do, let you know, meet some people that I met on this journey. This is for entertainment, educational purposes only. I'd like to introduce y'all to one of my mentors who actually brought me up into this market. I've been knowing this guy for since Jaws was a goldfish. So, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Trev, and we're gonna go from there. This is Trev. How you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Now, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this market and when it started? This might be a little bit in depth, so work with us on the time.
Don't take me long to explain it. A friend of mine was doing those K bars or care bars or something like that. We was both looking for more things to invest in. And someone had told him about Bitcoin.
And what year we're talking about?
Probably like, I want to say 14, 15, possibly.
Okay.
14, 15. And I had got downloaded Coinbase. Shout out to Coinbase. And I remember looking at it at the time. I think it was $900 for Bitcoin.
Okay.
And I had just got a bonus, and I wanted to invest in it because I looked back on the charts and saw that it went up so far. And in such a short time. But at the same time, I had just found out about it yesterday. So I was like, I can't do it. Tried to research it, didn't understand the technology and nothing like that. Ended up just keeping the app, but never doing anything.
So that was your first initial exposure to Bitcoin. You first heard about it. You got crypto period.
I think I probably heard Bitcoin maybe once, but not to this level. Okay. So it probably was 2 cents when I heard about it.
Okay.
The first time. But so later on, 6 months later, I'm downtown at the Water Tower, and I saw a Bitcoin ATM.
Water Tower in Chicago?
Yeah. Okay. And I saw a Bitcoin ATM. And I remember going back to my phone and looking and seeing that at the time, Bitcoin had hit, I think it was 6,000 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was heartbroken. Mm-hmm. And I promised myself then I wasn't going to miss the next thing. Because being the type of person that I am, the way I think.
You tapped into your entrepreneur spirit.
All of that. And then also my conspiracy spirit, because I said, ain't nowhere in the world they're going to let this thing be. If it do go anywhere, America definitely going to come with their own stuff. So who that's going to be? Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm going to start looking for that. And that's when I found out about Ripple. At the time, it had already changed its name from OpenCoin to Ripple. Okay. So I had got up on what it was called Ripple. And the only reason why it caught my attention was because when there was so much talk about them, but the problem was everybody hated them because they announced that they were a centralized coin at the time. So it was like, oh, why you gonna be centralized in a centralized situation? And this early on, bro, how you gonna do that, right? So I was like, that's them. Right there, that's them. And they said they were a banking.
Yeah, the banker. That's
what they were saying. They were back then. They was like they were saying then they were going for retail investors. I mean, not retail investors, but for banking institutions. They said that. So I was like, that's them. Mm-hmm. And from then on, I started learning about them and paying attention to them, and then eventually investing and learning about some other coins at the same time that's real useful. That's only ones I pretty much invest in is utility coins. Meme coins, I had a few, but I'm not really into those.
Could you? This is just something that I know, but I do know personally. Could you explain about the situation that happened with you? Cause in this market, you can expect gains and you can expect losses. So I don't want anybody to. You got your risk appetite has to be, one of such. So he explained to me in the past how he actually lost a couple, or several Bitcoin. You don't have to go into the details of the amount, right. But what tended to happen? This was like the beginning of you experimenting with DeFi and things like that.
Yes, with everything that was functioning because I was so into the new technology and what it presented and its cause. So of course I dived in, but the only problem was most of the information I was getting straight from the internet. You know, like I read up on Bitcoin itself, but I mean Ripple itself more so than I did any other coin because, like I said, I'm gonna miss out. But before that, there was so much going on with all these new and innovative things that were happening. Like you had a situation. I got caught up in what was called the cloud coin app. Okay, and there they offered you incentives on your crypto, which they paid in their coin, what was called, I forget the time, CTO. Now they were connected to another bigger company over in Hong Kong. Well, Bitcoin was around 6,000. Then I had it for a while. The most it hit it, I think it was 10 grand. Then it dropped right back down to like 4. And it was just so volatile at the time. I'm young. I finally got in the whole Bitcoin. I'm like, I want to make some money off of it too. You know, these companies, they offer you a card and everything to get to spend your stuff, unlock it and all that. I'm not thinking. I put my coin in it. They were paying, and that those options that they had, they were open, but I never got the card. They kept saying they were sending the card, they never sent it. So bottom line, when I finally the time was up for me to withdraw my Bitcoin, somehow everything was wrong with their system and stuff. There was so much going on. Long story short, I lost my whole Bitcoin. It was about 4 or 5 grand at the time. And it was like I was devastated for a minute. But
let's be honest. He's still devastated by because he
always the games that I see now.
Because he's a man. If I just would have, and I get and I understand that deeply. But I guess we're sharing because you always hear people get on here and talk about what they did and what they did,
right,
what they did,
part,
but they never tell you about the pain. And that's when people come to, hey man, how? What?
Speaking of that, let me cut you off.
Yes, you did. Go ahead.
We go way back. Even XRP. Now, I'm gonna show you how I got caught. They were slick. And this was probably like 2 years later after the Bitcoin. I was watching Digital Asset Investor. Shout out to Digital Asset Investor. Who else at the time? There was someone else who was popular with XRP. And this be like, again, I'm still kind of new to this whole environment is booming so quick.
Right.
Everything is new to everybody.
It's moving, right.
And you see in the comments, you saw Digital Asset Investors say, yeah, this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third, and then you got yours. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna put mine in there. And I think it was like at the time, $100 worth, 100 XRP, which at the time still was only worth about 2 or 3 cents. Put them in there, man, and come to find out that wasn't them.
Right, in the comments, right. Yeah, that's whenever I get someone here new in this market and stuff, and I say, hey man, do your DIY, do your own research. But I say, hey man, it's good to listen to influencers and things like that, but probably just listen and then do your own research and try to stay up out of the comments.
Right.
Because people will be making you think promises that are absolutely hard to believe. And if they're hard to believe, and they're probably not true.
Right. So again, to all you new people getting involved, that's why I dedicated myself to being one of the advocates for teaching people how to not take those type of L's.
I already took them for you.
With having some type of on-hand information, right? When you're dealing with, there's people who teach on the internet, but then when you're going through the motions and you have an issue that you can't say, hey, well, I'm dealing with this. You didn't say nothing about this or whatever. How do you deal with that? That's why we need to start having classes. And we need to start educating people about
in person, something you can actually feel, something you can actually touch, things like that. Yeah.
Or get a hotline. But this market, all you new people thinking about investing in crypto, my advice would be, first of all, deal with reputable companies. If they're not sanctioned by the SEC or CFTC, any one of those, if they're not dealing with governmental financial sectors in any way, form, or fashion, don't mess with them. That's my advice. to each his own. You know, that's some of the people. They're still honest, but they ain't got the connection
And
that.
that makes this market this market fails without honesty, without trust.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
trustless society, and it rises and falls upon trust. And like Gary said, it's like the Wild Wild West, and all this here. And I was, they said, "Oh, crypto bad, crypto bad." And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about some of these centralized ATFs, that's alternative transferring services. They're operating under the fintech, or they have crypto up under it, but they do a different name on it, such as, and this is not no shot at those places. They said, "Hey, let's call it Venmo. Let's call it PayPal. Let's call it Cash App." But up under there, what's moving it is crypto. It's fintech.
Technology.
It's the technology. And so so crypto gets a bad rap because of the narrative that's been thrown around.
You've been using the link card.
Exactly.
You've been using crypto all day. But that's a little too deep.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't ready for that. Bottom line, it is the incoming monetary system. And you can rival this to the gold rush back in what was it, Western 1600s, 1700s, something like that, where everybody came to America because of the gold. Now, everyone has an opportunity
on
now.
chain.
Right. Remember the dot-com revolution?
Same thing.
Many millionaires were made. We never knew that there was a market within that. You know, most of us was running from the internet when it first came out. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much information. Right? So this is what I say to you guys. This future is coming. The infrastructure is being laid. The groundwork and the laws are now being established. Get your feet in at some point before the wave comes. And then you'll be either in the front of this. Choice is left to you. Right now, this is the perfect time. Most of these real coins worth investing in, if you're looking at long-term generational wealth, they're available right now.
And I do
$3, $4, $5 tops and shit like that. So
his AI just started talking.
yeah.
That brings me back, even by you being such a forerunner in this year, because I'm kind of familiar. He actually went through some hard financial times, and he was able to use his crypto to get him over through the time and sustain and continue building a home. Well, I'm not. And we all have it. I'm having one right now.
But here it is, though. I'll give you the story.
Yeah, you don't have to go into
No.
I'm just saying.
I like the story because I came back. See, maybe that's the whole story. Anyway, lost my job, had some situations going on, and I had already had a nice stash of investments in crypto. They had done good considering the market. From the time I had invested, they had already made decent gains at that particular time. So at that point, I had to grab some and maintain my home and things like that. So that's what he's talking about. The best thing about it, I give that type of credit to things like Coinbase, who, even though before the SEC and all of them was having a law, these things weren't in place. But I was able to use my crypto through my card that they gave me to pay bills and do things with the crypto that I had invested in. So I always had access to my stuff. You know what I'm saying? And there, like I say, I mess with Coinbase like that. So I always give them shots out.
Think about and the reason I was remember, and a lot of those things were collected and you're initially exposed to those came through. They learn to earn. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, my brother know the history, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I was there. Yeah, because because actually,
you tell my story better than me.
Because you actually fed me through this here,
right?
So I had to pay attention.
Yeah, Coinbase had this thing called Earn and Learn, and through that, I was able to establish a nice mental coins because again, this was early in the game, so
We're talking 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, and I remember Stellar was fractions of a penny at the time. They had a lot of stuff with that. They had different coins that you watch videos and learn about that particular crypto, which I thought was innovative at the time and really fruitful, man. Like that thing fed me.
Yeah.
So and I earned crypto from answering questions, right? So it was crazy, man. But they got a different program as well. Oh, I sound like I'm more repping Coinbase.
We're not sponsored. We're not being sponsored by.
I'm his guest, but as his guest, I'm letting you know right now. I rock real hard with Coinbase.
Yes, we're not affiliated with them yet.
No, we're not. I never talked to nobody there or nothing like that.
I get paid.
I'm just giving you guys my testimony, and it just happened to have something to do with them. And now that everything is more legitimate, even so, than when I was in my situation. That's why I recommend them if you're just starting out. You know what I mean? Because I know everybody ain't got money to be investing into a large amount, and then sometimes hardships hit.
Yes.
Now, here's the best
lifestyle life.
Since I've been with them, like he said, my testimony was I had a lot on Coinbase. I didn't have a ledger then, which I got that too, but I had a lot on Coinbase at that time. And when I needed access to those funds, I didn't just use them once. I was paying my mortgage with that, man. With that card, with that Coinbase card.
Trading, all type, converting and all.
Man, and then getting paid cash back crypto back on it. So, I don't know, man.
So that can bring us to, they said that little setback was the fallback for the comeback.
For the comeback. Now I got even more of all of those coins that I had. So and that's what's lovely about being in sober early. You know, sometimes
you can afford to fuck up.
No. I don't even call it fuck up. Sometimes when bad news breaks in the crypto world and the market crash, I'm sitting there like, ooh, yeah. I'm popping. I'm trying to grab all type of money and get some of that shit. Why? Because I know in a minute it's gonna go right back up. They're coming into the game, bro. So anything up and down right now ain't shit. Me personally, I don't worry about that. Get them utilities, get them ones that has decent partnerships and are certified or ISO 2002 compliant. That's what's more important. A lot of people don't talk about ISO 2002. ISO 2002 is the IMF.
No, this is part about the IMF, the BIS, and it's the new messaging protocol that's going to be implemented. Well, it's already on.
It's the banking equivalent. Certification or verification. Meaning, if you're not compliant with that, you can't bank with nobody in the world.
It's the new protocol that the bank's going to be messaging it.
Exactly.
That's why there's no one particular winner in crypto or in these digital assets or
what did they say all the time?
Interoperability.
Playing field.
Yeah, we just want a level playing field.
Level.
Yeah, just well, yeah.
They never eat.
So now, this is what October the 10th. This is one day after. I don't know if you got a chance to see what happened yesterday.
No.
Trump tweeted that he was going to put 100% tariffs tax on China, and they also said he would not be. There won't be back pay for it. It was domestic things that he said he did, he implemented, and then there was some things that he said he was going to do. And actually, what happened is scared the shit out of everybody. Everybody ran. It was like 1.2 billion got knocked out of the market, but the crypto market took the biggest hit. It was 4.3 trillion about 4 p.m. yesterday, and by 5 p.m.
I noticed
3.6. One, and that's just not a shot. I think. H bar went all the way down from I think it was like 15 cents. H bar was like 31. XRP went from 290. It actually was 150 on some of those. So a whole lot of people got liquidated yesterday.
Let me check my stuff.
That's what I called you for last night. Everybody, hey, I called it. Fuck around and find out Friday. That's what it was. You fucked around and found out Friday.
Okay. You asked what you say.
So, so going forward here, obviously you didn't panic sell, so you didn't even affect you because you wasn't even
Not just say when we hear them, the news breaks and then the market crash, we're like, I'm trying to buy some more of this shit.
So that's what I did. That's what I did this morning.
Would be the perfect time because it's going to at least balance back out to what it was at least before the crash. It's going to balance out. So the bigger the drop, the bigger the gain. No pain, no gain. Real talk. I mean, that ain't a cliche no more. At least in crypto.
So could I get some market prediction speculation? So are we going to see 5 trillion at the end of the year
Okay.
for the whole market?
5 trillion.
Yes, it's like 3.7 now.
Right, but we've been floating around 4 trillion.
Yes, conservatively.
Smoothly. You ask me. So this is how I look at it. Bottom line, we have the potential to see 5 trillion, maybe even more.
Easy.
The hard part is when you try to apply modern stock trends on top of crypto market, even though they're similar in a lot of ways, they're so different in the key there. So, you know, this is more interactive based than
I was having a debate with someone the other day. They were talking about the halves and all. I said you can't apply 20th century thinking or 20th century charts
no, you can't.
to this here because this is so totally different. And you're talking about a system that's working 9 to 5. This is 365 days. This is 24 hours. This is something totally different.
Never, none of that.
It's going from a speculative market to a mature market. So I think, like you said, very, very conservative. 5 trillion easy.
Yeah, that's. I mean, bottom line. Your question was, do I think we can see 5 trillion?
Yeah.
So bottom line, yeah, I think we can, but the problem is we might see more.
Well, it was conservative.
You know what I'm saying? We might see way more because again, this market isn't driven by the modern sense of value.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I probably made the best statement.
Yeah.
It's been hard to explain it.
It's exchanging the value.
Yeah, it's the internet of value.
Yes. So
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So when you even compare charts, me personally, and this is just me, I don't know none. I ain't been to school for none of this shit. I just been watching it for a long time. When it comes down to watching charts when it's concerning crypto, don't apply modern investment ideals on top of that. Please don't. They relate, but they're not the same. Because there's people like me and you who know what the bigger hand is. So we have a step ahead of most people. Because we look at it as no matter what goes down in this market, you're sticking. Again, they just crashed, and I'm thinking about buying. Well, not thinking, wanting to buy, trying to think about where I'm getting money from.
Sell blood. Sell blood.
But that's the goal. This thing is being birthed, and it's gonna come. It's gonna reach term. So all the difficulties within this labor right here, pay it no mind, but believe that it will be birthed. That's the whole thing. So there's no losing when you're dealing with the ones who paved the way to always win.
So I'd like to thank you for your time. I'd like to thank you for coming out. If you want to give any, this is not financial advice. It's for education, entertainment purposes only. Do you want to give a few recommendations?
I recommend if you get in, your own research.
I'll be right back.
Deal with companies like Coinbase or Uphold. Right now, they're the top standing people or even cracking schools.
Crypto.com is nice.
Crypto.com is nice. Deal with the ones that have licenses. That's first and foremost. But always remember, in the whole scheme of things, that If you don't hold the keys to that wallet, technically, it's not your crypto. You might have bought it, it's not yours. Most of my big holdings are in off-chain wallets. You got things like Ledger. You got what's the one you got? What's the one?
Decent.
Decent.
Got affiliation.
They got a fingerprint thing, really smooth. I'm thinking about getting that too. These are things that, like these names, research those people. Get an understanding of that. If you're new to this.
And just not
Most old people, they probably want it, but
I actually met.
I like speaking to new people because they're my whole goal is to always not let people run into the mistakes that I made.
Yeah.
So that's why it's always about making sure that people coming into this don't take the L's that I did. If I can help anyone not run into those things, that's definitely one. So bottom line, I'm trying to educate you a little more on some of the technology that's available to ensure some more security over things that you do within this crypto market and at this time. So it's not your crypto if you don't own the 12 to 24 password to get into the wallet, which means that when you own that, if I have it on my Ledger and Ledger crashes, I can load them same passwords up, and guess what? My stuff comes back. If I'm on Descent and they crash, boom, I can load those passwords up and my crypto comes back, all my money comes back. So a lot of people don't know that those are safeguards and even not fully aware of how to use those things. So this is what we are. We're gonna be starting a school real soon. I want to give props out to my bro and Jazz for doing their thing down in Michigan.
Crypto Jazz, X-Rated Pennies, real crypto informers.
Yep, all day, man, all day, man.
Crypto crazy.
And I'm announcing this today too. I had a website called Coin Chasers. Back then, we were chasing ICOs. ICOs were at the time initial coin offerings that companies again were offering like Coinbase and Crescent. So they're no longer doing those anymore. So I'm gonna change the name eventually. And for those of you that's in the group, if you see this, think of a good name, a cool name, a name that represents what we've really been on, and that's honesty and trust and education within the crypto market. Y'all, give me an idea for a name. Come with that together. That's how we move it.
Again, know what you hold. DYR, do your own research. Crypto crazy, ISO compatible, X-rated pennies, real crypto informer.
AJ3.
Holla.